Hello and welcome to Levant TV Headlines. A Syrian delegation comprising of President of the Naval Academy in Latakia and President Bashar al-Assad's cousin Imad al-Assad has arrived in Cairo in an official visit to meet a number of Egyptian officials. Iraqi Kurdish forces have launched a broad offensive aimed at recapturing areas near the Syrian border that have been held by the Islamic State group for months. Palestinians are to press ahead with a draft resolution at the UN Security Council, despite warnings the United States is likely to back its Israeli ally by vetoing the measure. Tunisians are to vote in the second round of a presidential election on Sunday, capping off 4 years of a sometimes chaotic transition since their country sparked the Arab Spring. And world powers have resumed negotiations with Iran over Tehran's disputed nuclear program more than 3 weeks after they last met, and gave themselves another 7 months to strike a deal. Now let's take a look at the top headlines in today's newspapers in the Middle East. Starting from Lebanon, the Daily Star leads reporting that MP Michel Aoun has called for a representative of the families of captive servicemen in the government's crisis cell, which is handling the negotiations to secure their release. The paper also reports that UK Government Minister at the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, Tobias Ellwood, has arrived in Beirut for talks with Lebanese officials on the situation in Lebanon and the Middle East. From the UAE, the Khalij Times leads reporting that Taliban insurgents killed at least 141 people, most of them children, after storming an army-run school on Tuesday in one of Pakistan's bloodiest ever attacks. The paper also reports that the UAE Minister of Economy, Sultan bin Saeed Al Mansouri, said the UAE economy is all set to continue its growth amid tough global economic conditions, and the GDP growth is projected to be at 4.3% in 2014. The Egypt Independent leads reporting that Interior Ministry spokesman Hani Abdel Latif said the police academy has expelled 40 students it is said are linked to the Muslim Brotherhood. The paper also reports that the Egyptian Museum, home to the world's largest collection of pharaonic antiquities, is set to begin its first sound and light show on Thursday. Now let's take a look at the top Middle East headlines from the UK papers. The Guardian leads its Middle East news, reporting that allegations that British troops murdered and mutilated Iraqi insurgents after a fierce battle have been dismissed by an official inquiry as wholly without foundation and entirely the product of deliberate lies, reckless speculation and ingrained hostility. However, the Al-Swedi inquiry found that soldiers were guilty of mistreating detainees, including depriving them of food and sleep, blindfolding them in breach of Ministry of Defense rules, and threatening them in breach of the Geneva Convention. The Telegraph leads its Middle East news, reporting that a European court has ruled the Palestinian Islamist militant group Hamas must be removed from the EU's terrorism blacklist, but its assets will stay frozen. The General Court of the European Union said in a statement that the original listing in 2001 was based not on sound legal judgments, but on conclusions derived from the media and the internet. And the Independent reports that 2 car bombs exploded south of the Yemeni capital Tuesday, hitting a school bus traveling near a Shiite rebel gathering, killing 25, including at least 15 primary school students. The Shiite rebels, known as the Houthis, blamed Al-Qaeda for the attack in the Rada area of Badda province, calling it the ugliest crime against childhood. Now let's take a look at the top Middle East headlines in international papers. From Germany, the Deutsche Welle leads reporting that the UN Humanitarian and Refugee Agency is considering a new course in the refugee crisis created by the war in Syria. At a conference in Berlin on Thursday, representatives will discuss how to coordinate short-term emergency assistance and long-term structural help more closely, and are also expected to announce financial budgets for projects in Syria and neighboring countries. And finally, China's Global Times reports that Iranian President Hassan Rouhani said on Tuesday that his country will keep supporting Syria despite all the pressures. Rouhani made the remarks during his meeting with Syria's Prime Minister, while al-Halaki, who flew to Tehran to hold meetings with the top officials there regarding boosting the relations between the two countries on various levels. And for more updates, please visit levant.tv. Thanks for watching. Be sure to join us again tomorrow. Bye for now.